got to lose, 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 got to lose.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today's video is something a little bit different. Today marks the start of a new project, kind of a new topic as well to this channel. We wanted to do it for a while now, but until recently I haven't been really been able to do it. But today marks the start of the Dalek build. Now I wanted to do sort of like reconstruction, one-to-one scale stuff of like things from different props on different shows and stuff like that, and this is one of them. So today we're gonna start on making the base. Let me show you what I'm on about. Here we have a little small model slash replica of a Dalek. Now I would really want to kind of start and build this to one-to-one scale, full size, full everything, and fully working. So today's video is going to be focusing on this lower black piece here. This piece here is the base. Now this is what we're going to be focusing on, and this houses the wheels, and this will also house kind of all the structure to hold up the rest of the body. So what we're going to do is actually start cutting out the base to get ready for the wheels to be bolted to, and kind of the main structure for the side skirts to be put onto it as well. So this is a very key piece of the actual build, because it actually, well, it kind of not only just supports and all that, it actually kind of references how the rest of this build is actually going to be, you know, situated on top. So it's very important that we get this right. Over here we have the board. We're going to go for this kind of chipboard sort of style. This board is about 18mm thick. It's quite strong, quite high density, and because this board is like a chipboard, it's actually glue. Most of it is actually glue and very high density, kind of pressed and vacuum formed and heat treated. And when we start building the rest of the structure, that also will give a little bit of extra strength. These are the wheels that I'm going to use for the time being to kind of make it so it actually is operational. And if we ever need to, we're going to actually upgrade them and change them up later on. But for now, what we're going to do is actually have this so they kind of bolt to the bottom of the board, and just kind of make it so it actually works and kind of give us an idea of how the entire like rolling system is going to work. But for now this will be fine. What we do is just cut a hole, and then people can just, you know, Flintstone style this Dalek around wherever you take it somewhere. So without further ado, we are going to actually get cracking on this build. What I'm going to do, use those measurements now, mark it up on the board, and start cutting this board out. So we've kind of, as you can see, measured the various lines around the outside. As I said before, this section here is, see that mark on the surface there? That's that surface. And then afterwards we then put that surface and then that surface on, which will come off there and then there. So this will just give us the overall kind of base size. So what I'm going to do now is cut this outer line out, take this away. I've already done it at the back here, so you can get the idea of shape for the back. What I'll do now is then, after this is all done, we can then see about getting the framework on top for the midsection here. So we can then start framing it and start bolting it all together. And obviously then afterwards we can actually see if we can put the wheels on and bolt them in. But now, as I said, let's cut those off. Whilst they're off, we can then sort about the uprights. Right, we have the top part all lined out. So this is basically going to be the top half of that midsection, as I said. Now we have this all marked out, we can cut this out and then afterwards work out the measurements for how tall this is going to be, and obviously the angles in which the front to the top of it kind of taper. Because as you know, a Dalek, obviously you've got that sort of angle there, a different one at the back here. So there's different angles all over this. We then need to work out what that's going to be. Right, so we got the three main uprights on cut at the angle they need to be. We also got this top plate, which is what we cut out here, and I haven't cut out the kind of the access ports, obviously where your body will kind of sit yet, but I'm going to mark that up now. But as a temporary sort of mock-up, it's not too bad. Measurements from all the corners to each other corners are looking promising. What I'm going to do now is obviously mark out the top of this, cut this piece out, drop that out, and then obviously screw this into place, put it all together, kind of temporary. At some point later on, I'm gonna take it all apart, kind of put glue and then screw it all back together so it's all one solid piece afterwards. But when this is all put together, I'm going to get that board and start mocking up the wheels, which is what I got for this. And once we got the wheels, we can actually bolt this all together and make it a rolling chassis by the end of this video, which might be good. So yeah, let's do that. Right then, so we have the upper piece screwed on with 3 screws, lined them all up, and then with this piece it wasn't quite straight, so I put these little triangular pieces just to kind of brace it so it's now square with the base. Obviously these are at their angles they need to be. So with this piece now, we got kind of take this off because it's a bit excessive, you don't need this, so we probably just chop it down there. And at some point we need to put pieces here to here, here to here, but obviously I want this back piece so I can get in through the back, because I don't want to be climbing in if I have to. If I have to, then I will. But if I can, I'll just have like a door or like a hatch or something to kind of get in through the back. This might change, but at the moment we're just gonna hang fire on this at the moment. This is good, this is where we're at on this piece. What I want to do now, before the end of the video, is get the base piece, get the wheels, and bolt the wheels on. Right, it's the next day. I kind of ran out of battery yesterday, so I kind of forgot to film the ending. Yesterday we kind of got to a stage where we can actually put that piece on the top of here, and then I got thinking that it actually is better if I used the bolts for the wheels for the actual butterfly nuts to go down to lock that down on top of this board. So what I've done is I've flipped the bolts, all of them facing up. I've actually gone out and actually got more bolts, so all 4 corners are now all stable, and this now has 4 holes in the bottom to sit on top, which I'll show you now. Right, so now this is it on top of the baseboard, and you can see the 4 bolts sticking through the lower section here and here. So I've got an option. I'm actually going to use this one for the back. Can't do these because it's too close to the boards. So I've got that bolt there to hold down the rear, same as that, and then I've got a choice of, well, 3, possibly 4 to hold down the front. And to be honest, I think that would be enough to kind of hold down this section by themselves. If not, we probably have to add something else, but for the time being, they're fine. They're completely fine. And yeah, and it rolls very easily. Like, it's very easy to push. I've also had a little go at sitting in this. Now, I'm a little bit big. I'm a bit too tall for this, actually. we will see about that, but I think we could pull something off. So obviously a bench will go here. I'm very tempted to kind of trim this back section a little bit when the boards are on, just so I can, no, not being stabbed in the back by this board all the time, because it's a little bit tight. And then obviously I've marked it out already, so this piece here is going to be trimmed off, because then this doesn't stick out and impale you if you hit anything. But main structure is sorted. So I'm going to wrap up this video here. Next video we're going to add some pieces from each corner up to the corresponding corners to make kind of like a rib cage sort of thing. And then we got boards here. We've got NDF 6mm boards, and then we're going to use that for the actual paneling for the midsection. And then we're also going to have a crack at the base and getting that shape done. So that's going to be next video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to give me a comment. Also, question: what should we call this Dalek? What should we should give it a name. So comment down below if you want to, give a name for it, and I'll pick out the best one that I think would be good. I like Derek the Dalek, but that would be quite obvious, I would say. But yes, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.